Hello and happy Friday the 13th. Welcome to the Yellowjackets Hive. I'm Media
Yes,
Melanie here with,
and I'm Emily.
and today is a really exciting day, you guys. As Showtime was teasing on their Twitter and Instagram yesterday, they were going to be dropping something today. So they had this candle burning, and at dawn, or dawn on the candle burning, they dropped a trailer, a teaser trailer. I think we'll still see a more full one at some point. But Emily, did you have Friday the 13th on your card for guessing the date of the trailer drop?
No, not at all. That was really good marketing on their part to premiere it on a day like that. But no, that never even registered to me. No.
Yes. Ooh, we've got Phoenix watching. Looks like our live stream is working. Very exciting. Awesome. We have Carrie joining us now, and she's asking, did you get the screenshots? Yes, we did get the screenshots, and we are going to get to those in just a minute. Back to the dates, we both really thought February was going to be the time, like maybe Super Bowl, maybe before Valentine's Day. So, what a nice January surprise! Like Friday the 13th. I love it. Like, it makes Friday the 13th just so much better now.
Yeah, and they just released that picture of Walter and Misty a couple days ago. So it's like they've been giving us these little breadcrumbs that led us to this point.
I love it. And, we've seen the pictures of adult Van. We really have not seen any adult Lottie. So, one takeaway from the trailer is we get to see adult Lottie, which is so exciting. Before we go into the screenshots, though, we will upload this to the audio platform so people can listen. So, we thought we'd go through the dialogue first, and then we will get into the visuals and all the screenshots. So, Emily took the time and wrote down the dialogue from the trailer. Why don't you just read it through, Emily, and then we'll kind of dissect that a little bit.
Okay. So it starts off with listen to my voice and watch the light. Allow yourself to go back no matter how difficult it gets. What do you see? And that's Lottie, adult Lottie, to Natalie. Natalie answers, darkness. We brought it back with us. The second line of dialogue is, it's happening again, isn't it? You can feel it. That one, I don't know who says it. I can't figure it out. I listened a couple times through, and it's just too hard to decipher which person said it.
Right, which I'm sure they did intentionally.
Yeah, I think so too. The next line was, we weren't alone out there, and that was adult Natalie as well. This isn't where we're supposed to be. That's adult Thaisa. Almost every line of dialogue that I can decipher came from the adults. I'm pretty sure, with the exception of that one that we can't figure out who it is.
Right.
And then you have Misty. Do not cry about this, Misty. Babies cry.
Classic.
And we end with Walter. Kidnapping, cults, death. Your friendships are a little more complicated than most.
Yes. And, he looks so warm and inviting, Elijah Wood, as Citizen Detective Walter. Him and Misty look like they're really getting along. Like they have a vibe. I liked it. I like how warm and nice Citizen Detective Walter feels. And that makes me think he's definitely going to die. Misty or somebody is probably going to kill him. Maybe the cult. I don't know. But I mean, we know he's only in for one season. So maybe he does, maybe he doesn't.
That line of dialogue makes me think that he's going to help her try to find Natalie too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. We have another person in the comments saying, based on what adult Misty was saying, don't cry, Misty. I definitely think they go back to the cabin. And I agree with that. Some of the visuals we see look very wildernessy. I think it's definitely a possibility. We've talked about them maybe opening season 2 at the cabin. That would be amazing. Of course, we don't know if that's going to happen yet, but all right, so that's all the dialogue, right? We've got all that covered?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's dive into the screenshots. I wish we could show you the full trailer, but we didn't want to get dinged for copyright, so we are not going to play it. We were thinking about it, but you know what? You guys all know where to find it. So we thought the screenshot dissection was more important. So here we go. So we open with this kind of blurry photo of Simone Kessell, adult Lottie, And what I would assume is that Nat is coming to and waking up, and the first thing she sees is Lottie when she's coming to.
Yeah. I think that's a safe assumption.
Yep. And, you know, I love that they open the trailer with an adult Lottie shot because that is a character we have not seen yet. So I
Yeah.
think that's very exciting. Next shot, we see Nat looking upset, kind of distraught. You know, I mean, she just got kidnapped. The next photo is interesting, right?
Yeah.
We see Lottie and Nat sitting there. It looks like it's a mirror reflection, and Lottie getting a flashlight into Nat's eyes. Like, what is that about?
It like seems like to me it almost looks like she's like trying to perform some kind of like therapy on her. Like based on what she says too, because this is when she says, "Listen to my voice and watch the light." So that to me means like she's trying to do something to her. Make her remember something.
Absolutely.
Like
Uh,
I really think she was trying to bring her back to when they were in the wilderness for some reason.
right. And I mean, it seems to me like she might be trying to help her. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
she kidnapped her. I think it's now safe to assume that, you know, Lottie and the cult definitely kidnapped her, but maybe it's out of some good intention that we are not sure about. Maybe there's some reason that they need to kind of rehash something that happened out there. So seeing Nat and Lottie sitting there together is so interesting. The window is interesting too, because the window or mirror, is it a window or mirror? I can't tell, but it's shaped like an airplane like window if you look at it
Yeah.
in back of them, but it does look like a mirror reflection in the foreground. So, whew, gosh. Next shot, we see an exterior of the airplane, which it almost looks like they've like built some kind of structure around
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
So that could play into our second shelter theory because we've been talking about, you know, if
Yep.
they divide into clans, like where does the other clan go? So, you know, this might seem like a place that they go.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know what? We have Carrie mentioned in the comments. Back to that last photo, really quick. She mentioned hypnosis.
Ooh,
You
yeah.
know, hypnosis that is smart. I mean, look into my light, you know, that sort of thing. Like she could be hypnotizing her, maybe to bring her back to something, to remember something, or, you know, whatever reason that is. So that could definitely be hypnosis.
For sure.
Um, Back to the shelter though. I think it's interesting that they've built some kind of shelter around the airplane and which clan is occupying it. We do see Nat walking towards the airplane at some
Mhm.
point. So maybe this ends up being the home base for Nat and for Travis and, you know, whoever else ends up in their clan. But I
Yeah,
mean,
it
that
does look
definitely
like
is an
they
airplane door. Like, but is
yeah.
it the actual plane or did they use that door? Like, is this the back door of the cabin? Or, I mean, is it the
Huh.
airplane? I don't know.
That's a good question. It does kind of look like it could be the back of the cabin, but why would they put the airplane door on the back of the cabin?
I know. I mean, it would seem that they would have built something around the airplane. But at the same time, like if it's already winter and there's already snow on the ground, how are they going to successfully build a shelter with all the precipitation and the
Yeah.
elements and all that? So, whew.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm like dying to know, but it does look very wintry and freezing and cold. That is definitely one overarching vibe throughout this teaser slash trailer.
Yes. Winter has come.
Winter has come. Here we see teen Thaisa looking concerned, maybe
She
distraught.
it it looks like she's in the airplane too. Like you can't really tell from this picture, but when you watch it in the trailer and you see the whole you can see a little bit more around her than you can see in this picture. And it just looks like she's inside of the airplane.
It does. And you are absolutely right. So when we took screenshots this morning, we were sitting there watching the candle burn, the summoning candle, and the trailer came on Twitter first. So we're like scrambling, getting all of our screenshots. And then, of course, it comes on YouTube by the time we had our screenshots uploaded here for the live stream. So, yes, some of the shots are a little bit wider on the trailer. We did go back and get a couple of wides as well, but it is safe to say Taissa is inside the airplane. So something is definitely going on at the airplane. I do think that they end up, probably using that as a secondary shelter. I mean, it's got to be. Maybe that's where Javi went to. We've talked about that, the Night of Doom coming. Maybe that's where he goes. Maybe it's Javi, Nat, Travis, maybe Ty, since she's there. Who else do you think would be in their clan?
Gosh, I don't know.
Because I think Misty and Van are with Lottie, like no matter what. And Lottie gets the cabin, I'm assuming.
I feel like Shauna is with Lottie too. For some reason, I just feel like she, even though she's close with Ty, like based on the dialogue that we heard in that Yule log snippet, like that makes me think that like she seeks comfort in Lottie after Jackie's death.
Absolutely. Yeah, we did talk about that, how before Shauna and Lottie really didn't have that kind of like close-knit relationship, but something must have changed for them to come together like that. So, I mean, that is interesting. I think Shauna probably does go with Lottie.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see where all the other girls shake out, which clan they end up in. And I would think that they are dividing into clans in season 2 just based on the trailer and the secondary potential shelter. What do you think about that?
I think that we might not see like 2 set groups, but I think it's going to definitely start. They're going to at least start splitting.
Yep. Yeah, the division will probably start. Yeah. That's correct. Let's check in with the comments here. Let's see. Stacy, March can't come sooner now. Absolutely. That is true. Oh, and then we have our friend Kaylee. They all look like they're worshiping Shauna at the springtime table. Yes. And you know what, Kaylee? We are going to get to that screenshot and discuss it. I thought that was very telling and very interesting. And if they are worshiping her, maybe it has to do with the baby. That would make sense. Like it must have something to do with the baby. And the timing of the baby being born makes a lot more sense for springtime as well. So let's see. And then we have Carrie, and she agrees that Shauna is with Lottie at first. So I think that seems to be a somewhat popular opinion. And by the way, thanks for everybody who's watching and commenting. We appreciate it. Drop your comments. We'll keep showing them. We love having stuff to discuss. As you know, speculating and spilling are our favorite hobbies.
Yes.
Yes.
For sure.
Okay. Back to the screenshots. We've got Coach Scott here. Someone's hands on his neck, and he's not looking too good.
No, and he has a beard.
He does have a beard. And, Steven Kruger looks like a hairy guy. So, I mean, maybe he could have achieved that growth relatively quick. Or, maybe a couple months have passed. We don't know yet, but he doesn't look great.
No.
Of course, we did just get the news that Paul, Coach Ben's boyfriend, has been cast. So we've been kind of talking. Actually, our next episode is going to be on this, so we won't get too much into it. But just based on how Coach is looking there, I don't think he makes it out. And I think that we're going to see Paul more in like a dream, a hallucination, or a flashback. I don't think it's going to be anything involving the adult timeline, especially with the age of the actor.
Or they're going to show us like a little bit of what's happening back at home, and they might show us Paul like trying to figure out where Ben is or something like that.
Yep, absolutely. But what's interesting is he's not out of the closet either, right? So people don't know that they're together. So Paul then would be coming off as, a concerned friend type of situation. So the coming out is interesting because he came out obviously in the forest, but not back home. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay. Another screenshot. We have Nat walking towards the airplane. Snow is like up to her knees. I can't even imagine how freezing they must be out there. I mean, I was telling you before we started, I mean, I live in San Diego and it's been, like, I don't know, high 40s and stuff at night. And for me, that's freezing and I just want to die. So I can't even imagine like tromping through snow and like not having proper clothes and food.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I do not miss the snow. I grew up in Massachusetts and like do not miss it. Like it's nice when it first falls. It's pretty, but like, no, thank you. We both live in warm climates. We're warm climate people, Emily.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Um, Next shot is interesting. It's Nat putting something in her mouth. And I
Yeah.
don't know what it is. It looks too small to be a piece of food. Um,
I was
like
thinking maybe mushrooms again.
maybe. I mean, that could make sense. It's an odd shot, and I feel everything they do is intentional, so I'm sure they put it there for a reason. But yeah, that is really
Or
interesting.
or it's the first time that they eat a person. Like, and
Right.
maybe it's just cut up really small.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a small piece of meat, or maybe it has to do with more of like a ritual or something,
Yeah.
right? Like maybe
Yeah,
it's
that too.
more like symbolic than for sustenance. Maybe this means they're going to start eating people in season 2. I don't know. Um, yep, let's see. Yep, Carrie asking more drugs. Quite possibly, Carrie, it could quite possibly be more drugs. That is very, very feasible. Okay, let's see the next shot. And some of these are dark, so I apologize. The trailer was just kind of dark in general, as the show is as a whole. So this one is interesting. It's Lottie like holding and cradling what looks, at first I thought it was Ty, but then Emily, you corrected me. I believe it's Travis, right? You think it's
Mhm.
Travis.
Yeah.
Okay. And so they're sitting there in what looks like the cabin. There's the fireplace, there are some candles burning. Is she performing a ritual? Like, what's going on here?
Oh, I don't know. It yeah, like it to me it it's pointing in that direction, like some type of a ritual.
And what we heard or saw from those leaked tapes from the auditions, we had Lottie in therapy or talking to somebody, talking about Travis or somebody from her past coming to her wanting to do something that they used to do. And I'm wondering if this
Has
relates to
something to
that.
do with it. Yeah.
Yes, if like this is the type of ritual or whatever's happening there is what Travis was somehow going to Lottie for. I mean,
Mhm.
maybe they started, doing whatever these rituals are, and maybe something good happened every time they happen, so they want to keep doing it to get whatever it is, whether it's a food offering or something, but they're doing it for a reason.
Yeah.
We don't know what the reason is yet, but whatever it is, it's possibly something Travis wants to do again in adulthood.
Mhm.
And we know Travis ended up dead. So I don't
That
know.
makes but seeing Natalie with Lottie and like hearing the dialogue between them, like the listen to my voice and watch this light, like that almost makes me think like maybe she didn't kill Travis.
Maybe not, but who did?
I
Excuse me, who
know.
did? I mean, I always go back to like Misty and thinking about her putting those photos together and connecting the dots to make the symbol. For me, unless you're somehow involved, you're not connecting those dots, even
Yeah.
if you're like the best citizen detective out there. But you're
Yeah.
right. I mean, if it wasn't Lottie in the cult who killed Travis, then who killed Travis?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, right? Oh, gosh, so many things to discuss here. Okay. This next shot, I think this was one of the ones that was like flashing, flashing, flashing really quick. And we tried
Yeah.
to kind of get all those. It's a skull of probably a deer. So it's a
Mhm.
skull of some kind, little creepy. So, more of the animal symbolism, skulls, very creepy,
Yeah.
very creepy. I think the wide shot might have had a better look at that, but we do see that again in a subsequent screenshot, so we'll get to that. Okay, so this one, Nat is running away from something. So I'm wondering, like, there was a scene in here where she kind of like wakes up, excuse me, startled out of bed, and now we see her running away. Like, what is she running away from, Emily?
Maybe she comes to like wherever Lottie took her and she tries to escape, like run away, and obviously she's not successful.
Right, right, obviously. So she's wearing a flowered shirt here. Let's just go back for like one quick second. You know what? We can't discern what shirt she's wearing in the
No.
bathtub or wherever they're sitting. I don't know why. It just seems like to me they're sitting in a bathtub. I don't know why I think that. That probably is not correct. But um yeah, we can't tell what kind of shirt Nat's wearing. So, gosh, excuse me, frog in my throat. It's funny this frog like only comes when I'm doing podcasts, like not in real life. I mean, please. Okay. Let's see. Next screenshot is a visual of the Antler Queen, kind of backlit with
Mhm.
what looks like some candles. Full Antler
Yeah.
Queen uniform, fishnet and all. I mean, we all kind of think it's Lottie, but who knows? Could be
I
somebody
think
else.
I think this is like the first time that we see the Antler Queen.
And I'd just like to know how it comes about. Like, what was the turning point when they just decided, you know what, we need to start like dressing up like things, like
Yeah.
how did that start,
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Oh, you know what, Kaylee? That is totally your girl. You are 100% right. And we love all of your antlers. By the way, we saw that you were getting some antlers to put on your headphones. We saw that you just received your dress antlers just in time for the trailer. So, yes, that is your girl, 100%. Okay, let me get this photo off. And then let's see, we had another comment here. Carrie said, is that the same shirt she's wearing in the motel? That is a good question. I do not recall. Anybody else in the comments? Does anybody else know if she's wearing the same shirt in the motel? Drop a comment and let us know. Okay. Oh, we have Kim here. Hello, Kim. Nice to see you. She says she thinks it all started at Doomcoming, the dressing up. Yes, absolutely. Totally agree. I
Yeah.
wonder when they took it like to the next level though. Like when did everything else come into play? Was it a slow evolution or did they, acquire all the things and gradually start doing it? Or I don't know. I'm like dying to know how the actual Cannibal Council comes to be. But
I mean, in one
yes.
of the screenshots, it shows what looks like a bunch of people wearing animal masks. Like, we'll get to that eventually. And I think that came before the dressing up did, unless it's not taking place in the teen timeline. But I just assumed it was.
Oh yeah, I think that's a safe assumption. Okay. Next shot is one of Shauna kind of sleeping, maybe resting after having a child or losing a child. I don't know. We can't discern much from it, but it is definitely teen Shauna, and she
Hmm.
has her eyes closed. This next one was some gold chalices, and it looks to be adult van, and there is a group of people cheersing. Who else is cheersing? I feel like there's at least 3 cups there.
Yeah.
At least 3, maybe
Yeah.
more. And we just see that tiny little peek of van. I think this is the only look of adult van that we get in this teaser, I believe.
I thought it was teen van, but it wouldn't really make much sense because where the heck would these like glasses come from?
Right, right. I mean, it could, and just to speak to the casting really quick, the fact that we can't tell if it's teen or adult van is just incredible. The level of
Yeah.
casting. I felt like it like reminded me of Lauren Ambrose a little bit, something, but then like I look at the forehead and I think, that could be Teen Van, but yeah, like where would they get these chalices from unless they like found them in the cabin? I don't know. We had actually posted a picture on Twitter the other day of the talisman necklace in the pit girl scene at the beginning, the necklace that Lottie gave to Van to protect them when they left. And like if you look all the way to the left, there looked to be something like maybe a key. Someone suggested an
Hmm.
earring. So I wonder about like this locked food box theory somebody put out there. Like maybe they lock the food box in either the airplane or the cabin, and whoever like wins that week gets to have access to the food box, like an immunity idol, right? On Survivor. Maybe this
Yeah.
talisman is like the immunity idol, and whoever wins the challenge or like their sacrifice, they're the ones who end up like making the kill or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. This was just like a Survivor theory I was putting out there. But anyway, I digress. Back to the chalices. So what are they cheersing? I don't know. We know that Van maybe works in some kind of like vintage or art shop or something. Maybe these are items she acquired from her shop. I don't know. But she's together with somebody cheersing something. I don't know if it's the cult. I don't know if she's reunited with like Shauna and Misty.
I don't
I don't know.
know. I have that I have no idea on.
I say I don't know a lot on here, and I mean it's kind of a verbal hesitator, but it's also a true statement because like we just don't know so many things. But again,
Yeah.
speculating and spilling, favorite hobbies. So here we go. Let's see. Next shot is like some gross looking finger, maybe with like frostbite or something, like touching the palm of somebody else's hand,
Yeah.
maybe some other sort of ritual. Oh, you know what, Kim? That's a really good one. Kim's going back to that chalice one, reminds me of taking communion, but whose
Hmm.
blood? Communion. That is interesting. I did not even think of that. Really good thought. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Um, oh, and then now we have Kaylee commenting on this one, and she says it could be chalk on the finger. Chalk could be frostbite. I don't know. And what are they doing? Are they performing some kind of like ritual? Is like what's going on? I don't see any blood, but I mean, again, they insert these shots in for a reason. So
Yeah.
I just wish
Maybe
I
it's
knew.
like demonstrating like this is where you need to cut, because like we saw them, somebody had a sliced palm in that other like 15-second teaser that they put out. There's a flash of somebody's palm being cut, right? If
That
I
is
remember
true.
correctly.
That is correct. Yes. Yep. All right. Well, interesting. Now, this next one is kind of a doozy. Here's the close up, but the wide shot. Oh my goodness. Let me get Kaylee's comment off of there really quick. Actually, there we go. Okay. So this one is like pretty creepy. It's the airplane. There's some light shining through the window, but most notably, there are like mummified dead bodies sitting in there.
Yeah.
Gross. Like, I mean, didn't
Also,
they
I thought,
bury the bodies?
that's what I was just gonna say. I thought that they removed all the bodies
Yeah, I
and buried
mean,
everybody that died in the crash.
right? And like the level of mummification on that left side body corpse, I mean, it's pretty like I
It
mean, maybe
almost
this was
looks
a
like it was
burned body.
burned.
It
Yeah.
does look like it was burned, but why would they burn a body and put it back in the airplane? I
Yeah, I
just
don't know.
I don't know. Oh, we have Jasmin commenting. I'm surprised they go back to the plane. What more can be in there? You know what? That is a really good question. Ooh, you know what? Kaylee, you have a good point. Vision, question mark. Could this be a vision? Are we going to flash back and maybe Lottie ends up having a vision of the plane crashing that we didn't see before?
Hmm.
I don't know. You know, it's funny because one of my good friends just recently watched Yellowjackets, and she said, you know, like if Lottie can have all these visions and foresee everything, why didn't she have a vision of the plane going down, right?
Yeah.
And that's true, and that makes sense. So maybe to Kaylee's point, this is some kind of vision that Lottie did have before. Maybe she did have one, but I feel
Yeah.
like we would have like heard about it with them like talking about things, or maybe it was too early for everyone to buy into that. I don't know. But Jasmin says the vision makes more sense. And I mean, I tend to agree with that. You know, a vision, because why else would they still have these bodies? Like, I mean, they buried all of them, right? Like,
I
right?
mean, that's what I thought.
Hmm.
And in the picture, it almost looks like there is fire. Like, to me, that looks like it could be fire.
Active fire, yeah.
Yeah.
And do you see that like a white splotch towards
Yeah.
the right? Like, what is that? It almost looks like it's a like reflection of light or something, but it it looks out of place to me.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a vision. Like, what is that little splotch there? I don't know.
Could it be like a spark?
It could be a spark. Maybe it is like the actual fire happening. Maybe it's a dream of one of the girls, like, or even like Coach Ben. Let's say he does start hallucinating or whatever, or having like fever dreams or something. Like, maybe this is his dream of like when the plane crashed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the creepier photos, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have adult Nat wearing a purple shirt this time, not the floral print that she was seen running in earlier. Also looking kind of distraught. once again. I think Juliette Lewis, Nat, looks distraught and whatnot during this entire teaser trailer that we saw.
Yeah.
Obviously, she just got kidnapped. We don't know what's going on with her. So that one we can't discern too much from. But the next one, we see the symbol. And, we did an episode on the Yellowjackets symbol. If you have not watched it yet, please be sure to do so at yellowjacketshive.com. We dissected the symbol and what we think it means, explored a few different avenues. So, of course, it makes sense. We're going to see the symbol here. We did see it in the very short teaser that we saw earlier. This time it is on a tree. There is snow filling it in. And the audio during that part is darkness. We brought it back with us. So again, that's one of the adults speaking. Which one said that line, Emily? The darkness, we brought it back with us.
Natalie
said it. Okay. Yeah, so there's that pesky symbol once again. Gosh. Whew. Okay.
And her saying that definitely makes me think that they're going the supernatural route for sure.
I mean, that could be, unless she's speaking of like metaphorical darkness that's like within them now, just having gone through, such a mutual trauma.
Yeah.
Could go either way. The supernatural thing is so interesting. Like, I loved Lost. They were very supernatural, which at first I thought was, a little silly, but it worked for that show. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not they go the supernatural route and like how it works. I know some people are like, no, I don't want anything to do with the supernatural. And others are like, no, that's cool. Like, just depends on what your vibe is, I suppose. Okay, let's see. Next photo. Now, this is very fascinating to me, right? We see somebody walking away, like in a field of snow up what looks like another mountain. And there could almost be like, I thought for a second there was another person kind of off to the right, but I think it's like a stick or something. But like, who is walking away? Why are they trying to leave during the winter? It did not work before. Like, who has the balls to actually try to leave?
What if it's Cabin Daddy?
Oh my God, what if it's Cabin Daddy? What if it's Cabin Daddy, Emily? I mean, they told us we're getting the backstory on him in season 2 and his family and whatnot. Maybe this is in the context of Cabin Daddy. We can't tell if it's a male or a female. They're far away. They're wearing winter clothes.
Yeah.
But somebody is walking away from the cabin in the snow.
Yeah.
Fascinating. I don't know. I personally would not volunteer for that after what happened last time. Like, I'm staying put. I'm not leaving the cabin.
Yeah, and that all happened to them when there wasn't like 5 feet of snow on the ground. Like, you add that in, and I feel like that would be enough of an obstacle in itself. Like, the fact that there's just snow everywhere. And like you pointed out earlier, like, none of them are properly clothed. Like, they don't have like
a tent. They don't have a tent to camp in.
Yeah.
I mean, oof. All right. Let's see. Next screenshot. Okay. So the line that happened here was, "It's happening again, isn't it?" And it looks to be Lottie clearing snow off of a window and looking into something, which I would guess is the airplane.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
I mean, like, they're focusing on the airplane a lot in this teaser trailer. I'm going to call it a teaser trailer because it is a teaser. It is a trailer, but I still think we're going to get a longer, fuller one at some point. So I'm going to call it a teaser trailer, if that's okay with everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have Lottie looking in the window. What is she looking at? Where is she? I don't know. Oh, you know what?
Unless she discovers like another form of shelter that's not the airplane, but like you said, like it seems like they're focusing a lot on the airplane in this teaser.
It absolutely does. And Carrie just commented from that last screenshot on the person walking away in the snow. She said, yes, possibly Cabin Daddy, but maybe Nat because she was walking in the snow to the plane. Yes, you know what? That is also very true. Thank you for pointing that out. We obviously did not think of that. I mean, it could be her walking towards the plane, but did they like walk up and down a big mountain like that from the plane to the cabin, I feel like it was like woodsy the whole way, but it's
Yeah.
hard to say because now it's all covered in snow.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it could definitely be Nat. And you know, something I'll say about Nat is she definitely has a lot of courage. And I guess if there was anybody to be doing it, it probably would be her. I think that would make sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so we don't know what Lottie's looking at here. I mean, maybe it's a secondary shelter, maybe not. It almost looks like it could be a car window or like windshield or something. But like, why would
Yeah.
there be a car out there? I think the airplane has to be the airplane. Because
Yeah.
we've talked about the other shelter idea, like being more of like an underground mine or bunker or something. So
Mhm.
I don't think underground mines and bunkers have windows.
No, I don't think so either.
Just a thought. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Here we have a shot of adult Shauna looking at something, wearing a jean jacket with a fur trim. Can't tell very much about that shot, but it was in there. This one, the line of dialogue is, "It's happening again, isn't it?" And we see Ty walking into a place. She's wearing a coat. There's an American flag windsock next to her, some sort of poster on the left. I wonder if this is Van's shop.
Ooh, I never considered that.
I mean, it looks like that painting or portrait on the left, that seems like something that would be in like a vintage or like artsy type of shop.
Yeah.
And then we see kind of like what looks like one of those like garagey type doors with all kinds of
Mhm.
windows on it that would like open up as an open air type thing. I don't know. I mean, it what we'll have to do is look at those pictures of adult Van and compare the background to see if this background looks like it could be adult Van's workplace. The
Yes.
other option I'd say is like maybe a diner. We did see a diner scene in the leaked tapes, but I believe that was Lottie and Nat,
Yeah.
correct? Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Thaisa, she's looking very concerned. I think
Yeah.
another buzzword that we can take from this trailer is concern and fright. I think every look we see on almost everyone's face except Walter's at the end, he
Yeah.
looks very warm and nice. You know, everybody seems concerned.
That's a
And
good
then we have a picture of Misty.
word.
Teen Misty looking like happy as ever. Now, adult Misty in the trailer, which we will get to, is not looking quite as happy. But gosh, I just love Sammi Hanratty. I love the expression on her face. I love her as Misty. I love everything about her.
Same.
Yes. Okay, we have another comment from Jasmin. She says, "Makes sense. Does Thaisa know where everyone from Yellowjackets are and we just don't know yet? She knew Nat was in rehab and now Van." You know what,
Yeah.
Jasmin? I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
she had Jessica Roberts like snooping around on her behalf. So I think she knew exactly where everybody was. I think she had a
Mhm.
full report from Jessica Roberts. Um, but then again, you know, if she did know where Van was, why didn't she go sooner? That makes me think they must have had some sort of fallout.
Yeah,
Like, why is
for
she
sure.
going now? Probably because Nat's kidnapped, and maybe there's some kind of tie-in between, you know, Van, Lottie, Nat kidnapping. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
But
that's
yes, Jasmine,
a
I
good
do
guess.
think she knows where everybody is. 100%. Okay. This next one, it was a little blurry, but it's essentially people standing in front of the cabin on a very blustery snow day, and there's like snow blowing around. Again, winter of their discontent is the theme for season 2. So lots of discontent and coldness all around. This one is just somebody exiting the cabin, walking out in the snow in socks,
Yeah,
which
no shoes.
like, why are you walking outside in socks? And it's a slow step down. Like, they're not like running out of the cabin, like they're running away from something. They're like gradually stepping down a stair, you know.
Unless it's Thaisa and she's sleepwalking again.
Good point, Emily. One of my favorite things about doing this, like we've only had this trailer for like an hour or two at the most. Like, we're coming up with these theories in real time, and I love it because we come up with some of our best stuff, I think, when we're like speculating on the fly, as we can say. So you know what? That's a good point. I mean, gosh, if she's sleepwalking in this weather, I mean, obviously we know she survives, but like, yikes, maybe she's the one with the frostbite. If there is frostbite. Could be chalk, could be dirt. We don't know. Okay. Speaking of Ty, this next shot is Teen Thaisa sleeping next to Teen Van. And the line of dialogue was, "This isn't where we're supposed to be." Who read that, Emily? Which was that the one that we weren't sure of, or
that's adult Thaisa?
Adult Thaisa. Okay, so adult Thaisa said this isn't where we're supposed to be, while we're seeing a photo of Teen Van and Thaisa. Van looks like she's sleeping peacefully. Ty looks concerned, maybe frightened. Once again, those buzzwords coming back at us. Okay. Next shot. We weren't alone out there. It is a photo of one of the Yellowjackets looking out the window from the cabin. And, you said it was Shauna. I don't know. Like, for some reason, I just don't see, like, I mean, it does look a little like Sophie Nelisse, right? But if it's not her, who is it? It would be an unnamed. People who are watching, one of you, do you think this is Shauna looking out the window? Somebody chime in. I mean, it's got to be Shauna. Who else could it be? It's not Mari. It's not Ty. It's not Van.
I didn't see any of Mari in that trailer.
Doesn't look like Crystal, which is very telling, right? Like, why wasn't Mari in there at all? Does that mean that she is in fact Pit Girl and they're leaving her out intentionally to make us wonder about it? Maybe.
Yeah.
But we weren't alone out there, which brings us back to, are they talking about another group? Are they talking about some kind of spirits? Are they talking about, what are they talking about? I don't know. Oh, here we have a comment coming in. Let's see. What do we got here? Okay, Kerry says, I thought it was Shauna. Oh, and then we have Jasmin saying, no, not Shauna. Has to be another Yellowjackets member. So we're 50-50 here, and the co-hosts are divided 50-50 too, because I just don't think it looks like Shauna. I just don't think so. I mean, I don't know. It could be.
We'll find out eventually.
Yes, we sure will. Okay. Next photo. Oh, wait, hold on. One more comment here. Let's see. All right. Kaylee said, first watch, I thought it was a new character. I agree. I totally agree with that, Kaylee. Yes. But it's not Crystal. So that means we're going to see another new character. That is very interesting to me. Okay. Next one. This isn't where we're supposed to be. And we see a photo of Teen Lottie outdoors somewhere. It could potentially be outside of the airplane. It looks like it's indoors, but not the cabin. Like, where is she standing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because that doesn't look like the cabin.
It does not look like the cabin. But it also doesn't really look like the airplane.
No.
I don't know. And who read that adult line of dialogue? Was it Simone that read that one? Was it adult Lottie? This isn't where we're supposed to be.
That's still Thaisa.
Still Thaisa. Okay, great. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Okay. Next screenshot. Next one, we see Thaisa, adult, standing outside of a door. Once again, looking concerned. Actually, maybe even like angry. She looks a little angry. Whose door?
I think that might be her in one of her fugue states.
Ooh, it definitely could be. Someone is opening the door for her. I wonder if it's like Van's apartment or maybe like Lottie's cult location. I mean, it could be a door to anywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what we can actually discern from that. But yeah, I don't know.
She definitely looks either concerned or like she's in one of her fugue states.
100%.
I feel like there's a possibility that we've seen her in a fugue state, but we just didn't realize that was what was happening yet.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. And as we go through and do our season 1 rewatch, ahead of season 2, I think that's something we should note. I'm definitely going to keep a closer eye out to see if there's a moment when, she is in one of those states that we have not noticed. Next shot, we have an exterior of the cabin. Again, snowy. We see the inside is lit up. They probably have a fire going. Can't tell much from it. Again, winter of their discontent.
I wonder how warm that fireplace actually made the inside of that cabin. Like when it was the middle of winter and there's like snow coming down, like a blizzard outside. Like how
My
warm
answer
that would
is going
actually
to
keep
be
them.
not warm enough.
Yeah.
Not warm enough. I mean, they survive, so like they're not, dying of hypothermia, but it's got to be freezing. I mean, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
And who knows if they stocked up on firewood enough for like the whole winter? Because once it's wet, like you can't gather new wood, can you?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Oh, you know what? Carrie commented, I thought Ty looked possessed in that shot too. So, Emily, you are spot on. And like I said, I think it will pay off to go back and just double check Ty in some of the scenes and see, like, maybe we missed it. Maybe she was in one of those states and we just didn't notice it.
Yeah.
Okay. Misty here. We see adult Misty. Now she's looking sad. And she says, what was the whole entire line? She said, what?
Do not cry about this, Misty. Babies cry.
Oh, and the look on her face, like Christina is just so amazing in everything she does. But yeah, she's crying in the adult timeline. So obviously something's bothering her. I don't know what happened. Maybe she is somehow involved in this and like they figured it out and she's like out now is a bad guy, or maybe something else really bad happens. Maybe she's just upset because Nat's missing and
That's what I was thinking.
like she loves Nat. But at the same time, I mean, gosh, it was so creepy with her spying on her and all that. Like, what if she was doing so on behalf of the cult? I mean, it is a possibility. It is a possibility. We don't know. But what we do know is that Misty said, don't cry, babies cry. So she's trying to not cry. But that look on her face, oh my God. Okay. Now, this one, I believe, was in the other teaser trailer, right? We see a hand drawing the symbol on a frosty window. So second time we've seen the symbol now in the teaser trailer. Again, if you haven't watched our episode on the Yellowjacket symbol, check it out at yellowjacketshive.com. Let's see. Next one. Now, this is like one of my favorite. Oh my God, my phone is ringing. Sorry. Oh, oops. Glad I had it turned off. I don't know how it managed to get through. Anyway, this shot is really cool. We see the Cannibal Council members leaning over something. We can see there is an owl. We can see there's a bird next to the owl. There's another figure at the top, which I cannot quite make out. We see the bunny. We see that skull we saw earlier, which I assume is a deer skull with some antlers and some fishnet, but not like the full antler queen getup. And then there are also some horns kind of sticking up from the bottom of the screen, which looks like it could be like a goat horn or something. I don't know. And then there's another one up at the top right also, which looks like it has an antler, but I cannot discern exactly what that one is. Kaylee says, I'm literally obsessed with this shot. Same here, Kaylee. We both are too. I think this was probably like one of my favorites from the trailer. We will be doing an episode on the Cannibal Council, so definitely expect to see this again. We'd love to hear your thoughts on who is who within the Cannibal Council. So please feel free to drop a comment, let us know. Of course, we're always speculating also in our Reddit sub, Yellowjackets Hive. So definitely check that out. Carrie says, some of these I don't remember seeing in season 1.
The masks look different than they look like when you see them all sitting in front of the fire in the pilot. Like, to me, these look like masks that they made out of like paper mache almost. At
I mean,
least
they
the
look
bunny rabbit.
professional. They
Yeah,
look
the bunny
professional, right?
rabbit. And
Totally.
in the cannibal council scene, like it looks like it's all like animal furs and like clothing that they stitched together to make like the rabbit in the cannibal council looks like a rabbit because it's like two socks hanging off of somebody's head. Like it
100%.
like they stitched it together, but here it looks different.
Yeah, it has like proper ears like actually
Yeah.
sticking up. And you know, I always assumed Shauna was the rabbit because you know, of her rabbit symbology whatever. But like wasn't Van the one that had the rabbit mask on when she took it off over the pit? Or what mask did Van have on when she or Misty had one on?
Misty had like it was just like this
That
like
was the
brown colored
furry.
fur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We didn't see the there was a skunk too, right? In
Hmm.
the other one, which we don't quite see here. Um Kaylee, of course, we want to dissect the meaning behind each animal. Yes, we do. Ooh, and one person has the rune necklace.
Where?
Wait a minute. Oh, it's the owl. It's the owl wearing the rune necklace. Kaylee, thank you so much. Oh
That's
my
so
God, you guys are
cool.
so good. I mean, it's got to be the rune necklace, right? But
So then
at
if
the
it's
same
the
time,
rune
how did they
necklace,
get the necklace out there? Like, is
yeah,
this the adult timeline, you guys? Is this the adult timeline?
it has to be.
I
It has
mean,
to be.
right?
And
Like,
they're maybe like these masks are recreation or like are recreated from like what they wore in the wilderness.
right. Yeah. You know what? Phoenix just commented, I don't think it's them as teenagers. I agree. What we will have to do in our Cannibal Council episode is do a side by side, this shot next to the ones that we've seen before, and really unpack it character by character. But, you know, you are so right. These masks look way too professional. And I think it is a breadcrumb there having that rune necklace on, like Kaylee so graciously pointed out, because they wouldn't have had like that symbol necklace in the teen timeline. I
No.
mean, what? Mind blown, you guys. Oh my God. This is so exciting. This is like the best shot of the whole trailer. This is amazing. Kaylee says the Raven slash Crow is like
Yeah.
top tier cosplay skills. 100%.
The
Look
owl
at that
too.
beak. The owl too, right? Um, let's see. Jasmin said maybe these are fans of the Yellowjackets. Shauna said there were many of them.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know. That's definitely it could be a possibility, but God, I could stare at this photo like all day.
This
I'm like turning my
this
head
makes me
sideways
think,
looking at it.
this makes me think that it has something to do with Lottie's cult.
Right? Maybe. I mentioned the other day to you, Nine Perfect Strangers, which is a show on Hulu with Nicole Kidman. They've got a cult, a wellness cult kind of, and they have like some situations going on that made me kind of think about Yellowjackets, and I wonder if the cult's going to be like that. If you've ever watched Nine Perfect Strangers, you probably know what I mean. You know what, Kaylee, another good insight here. Copycat cult. Ooh, copycat cult. Hmm, interesting. Gosh, yeah. Wow, that
Yeah.
picture is like very telling. I think it has to be the adult timeline though. Like, wait,
Yeah.
how many of them are there altogether? There's one, two, three, four, five. It looks like seven altogether, possibly eight if there's another one down in that left corner, but I think that's a tree. Um, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. And what? There were eight in the original photo of the Cannibal Council. Is that correct?
Hmm. Yeah.
So, wow. So the numbers line up if there is that eighth one down in the right corner over there. I think I said left corner before. Um, hmm. Gosh, that's like the most exciting picture of the whole thing. Oh my
Yeah.
God. We'll have to go back to that. I can't wait for our Cannibal Council episode. It'll be perfect to spill all about that. Okay. Next shot. Teen Lottie laying in the snow, wearing a very fashionable airplane seat belt as a belt,
Yeah.
eyes closed. She's got a little snow on her face. Is she passed out? Is she, I don't know what? What are
Yeah, I
your
don't
thoughts
know.
on this one?
It almost looks like she's making a snow angel.
You know what? Yes. I feel like this may have had a wider version on the YouTube one. Again, I screen grabbed from Twitter. But yeah, she's laying in the snow. I mean, she looks like she's dead, but obviously we know that Lottie's not dead, so not dead, but looking all sprawled out there. Could be snow angels. I don't know. All right, next shot. Is that Shauna?
Shauna. Yeah.
Screaming. Looks like she's screaming, very distraught, super upset, not happy, maybe tears.
I was thinking it has to do with the baby and her going into labor.
Right. That looks like a face of somebody in labor. You and I both have children and have experienced labor before. So, wow,
Yeah.
that's a whole situation. But yeah, she's definitely looking uncomfortable. Looks like she's standing up and there's snow on her as well. She's got her hood on. So maybe she's outdoors.
Or maybe this was like the funeral for Jackie.
Oh, the funeral for Jackie. That's a really good point. That is a really good point. In that initial teaser that we saw, they were all standing outside looking at something that looked to be burning, and we speculated it could have been them maybe burning Jackie's body or the body of an animal. So I imagine we will see them lay her to rest at some point. I don't think they're going to eat Jackie, but I mean, they could. I guess it depends how desperate they are. Let's see. Carrie said agree about the baby factor. So yes, I think it is very likely that has something to do with the baby. Gosh, we've still got so many screenshots left. We usually try to keep things right at an hour, so this will go a little bit long, but I think it's worth it because we do have a lot to unpack here. Next photo, we see Ty crouching down with the flashlight, looking into what I assume is her crawl space in her home.
That's what I assumed too.
So that makes me think, okay, she definitely set up the altar herself, but she was probably in a fugue state. So Simone, I'm sure, freaked out, told her about it. So now she's going down to look at it and see, like, oh my God, like,
yeah,
did I do this?
Yeah. I think that's a good assumption.
Yes. Very safe assumption here. Okay. This one looks like adult.
Crystal.
Is it Crystal? Okay, for a second I thought like adult Lottie, but you know what? You are so right. It is Crystal. It is the teen timeline. She looks like she's like frolicking and happy out in the snow, like definitely a smile on her face. So I think this is the first shot we've seen of like anything resembling happiness or not fright or concern.
True.
Next photo, Nat looking like a badass teen. She's got the shotgun. It looks like she's going to shoot something. It looks like she's inside of the airplane. So this makes me think that, yes, she went to the plane. The plane is the secondary shelter for a group of them. And somebody is trying to get inside the plane and she's trying to keep them out. That photo that we saw earlier of Lottie looking into a window, that makes me think maybe like Lottie went to the plane to try to, look and see where the other group was. But it's also like a pretty long walk from the cabin to the plane, I think. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. But Nat is definitely protecting herself, maybe her group against something. Don't know what. Ooh, wait a minute here. Stacy says same coat as Lottie. So Crystal's wearing Lottie's coat. That is pretty telling. So Crystal, we can assume, is on the Lottie side of things.
Yeah. Well, she's like supposed to be buddy with Misty, so I would assume she falls in line with Misty.
100%. You are absolutely right. Next shot, Juliette Lewis, screaming, looking very frightened. I feel like this is her like first waking up, right?
Yeah.
Like when she's let's see. Is that the same shirt she's wearing when she's running? Here, let me try to find that one.
That to me looks like the outfit she was wearing when she was kidnapped.
When she was kidnapped. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me just get that one off of there. Next shot, we see Jeff driving somewhere looking extremely concerned.
Yeah.
Very much concern going on here with Jeff driving somewhere. Where's he driving to? Is he trying to help, cover up this Adam thing? Is Shauna taken somewhere and he's going after her? I don't know, but Warren Cole is gritting his teeth like his life depends on it.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, this is another one that I'm very excited about. I think this gets everybody in the frame. Maybe not. It may cut somebody off because, again, I took the screenshots from Twitter. So there could be a couple more in there. But this is like the springtime looking table. They are all very dressed up in these things. I mean, are these the teens? Like, do they have this level of wardrobe with them?
I don't think so. But
Is this the cult then?
it looks
Looks
like
like Misty and Travis on the left. Like Misty all the way to the left, and then it looks to me like Travis, the third one to the right. Like it looks like a dude. Like you see
and
that person
the
back
person
to him.
standing almost looks like Shauna.
It does. That hair is like so long. Like this would have to be then like towards the end of the season, I would
But like,
assume.
where would they get all of these white cloths?
Right? I mean, if that is, see, it looks to me like Teen Misty all the way over to the left, like the curly hair. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know who the one is, the next one to the right, but that looks like Travis. Like that third one over to the right looks like Travis. Could it be adult Travis though? I mean, or do they look like teens?
I don't know.
Really having a hard time telling here. All right, you guys in the comments, somebody chime in and tell us your thoughts on this. Kaylee, I know you mentioned, that you wanted to speak about this one too, but gosh, I just cannot imagine this is the teen timeline. I can't. And there's no winter. I mean, this whole season is about the winter. Like it is definitely springtime.
Yeah.
Oh, here, someone's in the comments. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh wait, Phoenix said, "Is that Travis or Coach Ben?" You know what? It could be. It could be Coach Ben. I mean, there's definitely a male there. Kerry said, "I feel like this is present day." Kerry, I agree with that. Kaylee, I thought that was Shauna, and there were close-ups with the gold goblets and Misty eating. Ooh, see,
Yeah.
I did not get that close-up. Teen versions, but seems implausible. 100% it seems implausible. Could this be some sort of vision or dream?
Or flash forward. I don't know if
Flash
they do
forward?
that. I don't know.
Like maybe it's, Oscar said something on our last episode about like getting through it somehow. Like maybe this is a dream that Lottie sees of them like on the other side of things, like coming through it. Jasmin says these look like different people, maybe present day with fans. Phoenix said, I was thinking a hallucination. Kaylee said, I'd have to look, though I saw a teen Misty close up. Okay, so if we can see a teen Misty close up, if anybody grabs a screenshot of that, feel free to send it over. Oh, Kaylee, it could be another shroom hallucination, maybe too. So there's some definite mystery behind this shot. This shot, and then the one that we spent some time on before with all of the Cannibal Council members. Wow, so many things happening. All right, next shot looks like Shauna and Ty outdoors, braving the cold and snow, going somewhere. Ty looks extremely determined.
Shauna looks like she's like in pain.
She does. Maybe they have to end up moving her from the cabin to the airplane or the airplane to the cabin or something. I don't know why they would have to move her though. Like that doesn't really make sense unless they found some other place to go that's better. I don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
Do not know. Oh, you know what? Here is the close up of teen Misty eating something. And it looks green, which in my opinion, I don't think they'd have any green things during the winter. I wonder if I had this screenshot out of place and if it was placed closer to the other one. Actually, it's only 2 screenshots away, so I guess it is pretty close. But I mean, it looks like she's wearing white for sure. But yeah, she is definitely eating something. And it looks more like fruity than it does like meaty.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see.
And her glasses are new, Kaylee said.
Yes, her glasses are new. Gosh, so do they, okay, well here's like something I just thought of. Do they get out of the woods and then like recreate it as teens as a way to like cope with the trauma? Maybe it is in the teen timeline, but after rescue as like a flash forward, maybe? I don't know. I'm just
I never considered that.
throwing things out there. Because I mean, eventually they get out of the woods and they get back, and I'm sure that they must spend time together. Well, some of them probably not. Next screenshot, we see Teen Van turning her head, looking at something. Again, I'd say a little bit of concern, maybe some fright there as well. After that, we see some feet dangling and hanging, which I thought was Travis hanging.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which makes me think we'll
100%.
get answers. Makes me think we'll get answers as to what happened to him.
Yes, 100%. And like you said, maybe the Lottie and the cult did not kill Travis. Maybe it was something else. Like maybe there's somebody, you know, I don't know who. Maybe he made some other enemies somehow, but definitely looks like Travis's feet hanging.
Yeah.
All right, next one. This is not the best shot. However, it is somebody like dancing indoors, and I believe the adult timeline, and it says breathe in the background, which makes me think maybe it's a cult room.
Yeah.
Like someone wearing purple pajamas, like kind of dancing. I guess I didn't do a great job with that screenshot, but I do think that
purple again.
the purple, you're right. You know what? Maybe they do wear purple uniforms, the purple scrubs. Maybe they wear purple pajamas. It looks like silk pajamas to me a little bit, but it's hard to tell. But the breathe on the wall, I do think that like is a breadcrumb of it being like a wellness cult. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. This next shot, I don't even really know exactly what it is. It's fire burning
something on fire.
Something on fire. Oh, hey, you know what? Hold on one second. We have a comment coming in here. Is that Nat behind that person? Let's see. Oh, you know what? That does look like Nat's shirt in the background there. That's absolutely right. So Nat's shirt is in the background and somebody's in the foreground wearing purple, which must be a cult member. Phoenix, you are so good. Oh my God, we love you. Okay. Take that comment down, and next photo. This next one is fascinating. Who is that, Emily?
To me, that looks like Maya Lowe.
Yeah.
Yellow Jacket. I forget if she was Yellow Jacket number 1 or Yellow Jacket number 2, but she was one of them.
Why is she foaming at the mouth?
Yeah, it definitely looks like she's foaming at the mouth.
I mean, something is definitely going on there. Oh, Mark O'Brien has joined us. Hey, Mark from Scotland. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Let me see. Let me get that one off of there. So we don't know why she's foaming at the mouth, but typically foaming at the mouth means like an overdose. She does not look like she's overdosed. She looks coherent. So I would say rabies, Emily. I would say rabies.
I think that's totally possible.
I don't know, like maybe a rabbit squirrel like bites her, maybe some animal gives her something, or maybe this is some kind of crazy like thing that happens after they perform a ritual. I am not sure, but I do know that is some definite foaming at the mouth. Unless she has snow in her mouth, but I don't know why she'd have snow in her mouth. It looks more like rabies foam to me. Poisoned. Yes. You know, try to poison. That is highly feasible. We know there are plenty of poisonous berries, etc. out there. That is definitely a plan. What I love about doing this episode live is having people commenting with their theories. I think it is so fun to be more interactive and have us all speculating at the same time. We're now over the hour mark for dissecting like a super short trailer. So thank you for your patience. Again, we try to keep it under an hour, but we just really want to go shot by shot here. Next shot, oh my God, it's Teen Travis, and he looks 100% possessed. Like 100% possessed. His eyes are rolling in the back of his head. He looks like a complete zombie. Is this the view of him when Lottie is leaning him over,
Maybe.
performing whatever that ritual is? Like, do they go into some like strange state when Lottie does something to them? I mean, I think Ty was in her fugue states before they would have started performing these rituals, so I don't think that's what like kicks it off for Ty. But for Travis, that's maybe what he used to go back to, that he was referencing, or what Lottie was referencing with her therapist. Like, he wants to go back and do things they used to do. Like, what is so good about this, teen Travis, that you want to go back to your eyes rolling in your head?
But like Natalie says, like when Misty draws the symbol, like when she figures it all out in the pictures of Travis, where Travis was found, Natalie says like Travis didn't believe in any of this shit. So like what? Like that doesn't even make sense.
It does not make sense. And Kaylee mentioned maybe he's a conduit. That's, they need adult Travis. Did they reawaken something? I think there could be something to that. A conduit.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, if like, let's say, Coach Ben dies, we don't see Javi here. He's the only
No.
male. Is it, like, let's say he ends up being the only male out there. Is there something with like the male presence or male energy that makes him a conduit in a different way than one of the girls would? Like, maybe are they using him to channel like Cabin Daddy? Are they doing like a channeling of spirits? Let's see, we have Stacy saying chosen sacrifice. Maybe a chosen sacrifice. But if I mean, we know that he makes it out of the woods, so he doesn't die if it is some sort of a sacrifice. So very, very sus, teen Travis. All right, this next one is, I believe it is Thais's fingers over her like eye. I mean, what is she doing? For when I first saw it, I thought like, is she like reenacting like Van's bandages or something? Like,
Yeah, it makes me think of the masks that she made for them to wear at Doomcoming, like how they covered up like half of their face.
right. And why is adult Thaisa doing that? Or is she in a state here? This is how she like gets into it, maybe? I don't
Yeah.
know. Gosh. Okay. Next one, we see Coach Ben with his hands over his ears, like looking again, like concerned, frightened, maybe even like angry, trying to block out like some kind of something noise or something that's going on. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you know what? Back to that last shot really quick. We have a couple of comments here on it. Let's get to that. Okay. So Kaylee said her eye color looks darker. Interesting. That could be, maybe it is like an eye color thing to discern when she's in a fugue state and when she's not. Carrie noticed maybe it's someone else's hands, Lottie's. I mean, it could be somebody else's hands doing it to her. It's possible. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody with a wedding ring on. So it's got to be, if it could be Ty's hands because there is a wedding ring. And if there is a wedding ring and it was Lottie's hands, Lottie's married. Who's she married to? Maybe Javi. I don't know. Could be a thing. We have not seen Javi at all in the trailer, though. We didn't. Did anybody see a glimpse of Javi? Calling all commenters. Did you see Javi in the trailer? I did not see Javi in the trailer.
No.
So yeah, I don't know. what Javi's filming right now up there, but
They're keeping it close to the vest, that's for sure.
oh my God, you guys, this next one. Emily, what do you make of this?
It looks like it's teen Lottie being like going through like electroshock therapy. So it makes me think that this is obviously it's teen Lottie. This makes me think it's showing what happens to her after they're rescued. Like she goes through some like electroshock therapy to deal with what happened to them while they were out there.
Right. I mean, absolutely. Which makes me wonder, like, are we going to actually get to see some flashes of them post rescue still in the teen timeline? I think that would be something, unless this is a flashback and she got these treatments before she went out in the wilderness. But I would suspect she got back and was like acting, off or whatever. I mean, she was off her medication. So maybe this was her parents' way of treating her again, just as they treated her when she was younger, when she predicted the car accident and they got her on medication. Oh, hey, Susie. We have Susie Doherty joining us here. She had to take her dog to the vet, but she's here now. Welcome. You'll have to watch from the beginning once we're done. And Carrie also noted, I asked about Javi in the trailer. She said, not in the trailer, but Luciano was in the IG Live. Yes, that's true. What was really cool, I think, about them doing that the sacrifice candle was that a lot of the cast was in the Instagram Live. That was really cool. I love, again, the way that Showtime decided to launch this on Friday the 13th in January. Lovely January surprise. Makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, Lottie, we see getting some sort of electroshock therapy. Maybe that's what turns her into forming this cult. She's like, I don't want to have anything to do with treatment. I don't want to be medicated. I want to live and just be myself and let my powers like come through, So maybe after that, she's like, maybe she like runs away as a teenager and starts the cult. I can't wait to see like how the cult starts in the real world,
Yeah.
And like, what's the trigger for her to actually like start it, And
Yeah.
we just did our Lottie deep dive, by the way. If you have not watched it yet, check it out at yellowjacketshive.com. We spilled all about Teen Lottie. All right, this next one I loved because we see Misty and Citizen Detective Walter together. And Emily, can you read the line of dialogue for me that Elijah Wood / Walter is saying to Misty in the car?
Kidnappings, cult, death. Your friendships are a little more complicated than most.
Yes. And again, like he seems so warm and kind and sweet when he's delivering this line. Like, is there something romantically going on between them? Maybe not yet. Maybe something will come up. Again, we know he's only here for one season. So I personally think Misty ends up going, a little crazy and killing him.
Yeah. I think so too.
I mean, but anyway, it's really nice to see Elijah Wood in there. I still can't believe that he is actually on Yellowjackets. This cast is just incredible. Like one of the most ensemble casts I've ever seen.
That line of dialogue makes me think that he's helping her look for Natalie.
Yep. It has to be. He seems like he must be informed about like what's going on, because at first we were like, oh, maybe they're he's investigating Adam's murder, but that wouldn't make as much sense unless Misty is like, there as a red herring, like leading him in the wrong direction to throw him off. But I just don't think that makes sense as much as it does with them looking into Nat's kidnapping.
Yeah.
And we see wilderness in the background. Their photo is very wildernessy that we saw in the promo picture. So
that jacket that she's wearing in that picture looks like the jacket she's wearing in the promo picture that they released.
Yep, same jacket. I actually have a super similar jacket I was going to wear today, but I did not. It's a little warm, so I wore my Misty cooking with mushrooms. But my varsity jacket is behind me just in case I got chilly. Anyway. Oh, you know what? We already saw this one. This was this was Crystal frolicking in the wilderness. I guess I just took a wider shot version. Nothing to really discern there. But this next one is like Thaisa outdoors. There's someone in the background, and she's like, someone in the background looks like they have a fire going, and she's like struggling with something. Like,
yeah, like it almost looks like she's getting ready to like heave an axe.
Yes. Yep. Heave an axe or pulling something. But I do think that like motion that she's making, you're right. It's like two hands up behind the shoulder, like ready to swing an axe. Something's going on. There is a fire. So, maybe it's an animal. Maybe it's firewood. It's not actively snowing. She's not wearing a hood. There's no snow in her hair. Maybe she's chopping firewood or chopping a head off an animal. Could go either way. All right. Our final shot is of people dancing around a fire. I believe the person at the very top, it looks like they could have red hair and could be Van. And I can't tell if this is teen or adult. There is snow falling. It looks like there's snow falling there, I believe. But why is the ground not white then?
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any snow on the ground.
Is this like the cult frolicking around a fire? I mean, there's a lot of similarities. Like, okay, let's look at this one and then let's look at the springtime table. I was going to say they were kind of similar, but maybe not actually. Maybe it's like a whole different. I mean, they're wearing, some of them have white on, but then some of them don't. Like one of them looks like there's a red like skirt maybe or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's how it ended.
Yeah.
Wow, Emily. I mean, we have spent an hour and 20 minutes dissecting the Yellowjackets trailer, which was like what, under 2 minutes?
It was a minute.
It was 1 minute, and we
Mhm.
spent an hour and 20 minutes going over 1 minute of footage. And I'm pretty sure we got like most of the shots. We may have missed a couple, but I don't think the ones we missed really provided any major context.
Yeah.
But what a Friday the 13th, you guys. I'm so like over the moon. I love when good things happen Fridays. Like my varsity jacket came on a Friday, the trailer came on a Friday. Ugh, love it.
That was a lot of images in a very short period of time.
Yes. And just to recap quickly over our favorite images that probably hold the most mystery. Once again, we have the springtime table thing with them all cheersing. And like Kaylee said, they're probably holding those gold chalices there, which could coincide with whoever it was with the chalice earlier. Actually, let me go back to that shot really quick. So there's a close-up, right? And we don't know if it's teen or adult Van, but I suspect it's, I mean, I thought it was Lauren Ambrose, but I don't know. So there's a lot of mystery surrounding this whole situation. But also the one we spent the most time on was the Cannibal Council masks. Just to recap, we kind of surmised that this is probably the adult timeline. Is it the cult? Is it the survivors? Like, who is it? When is it? Those masks look way too good to be the ones that they made out in the woods, though, I think was the conclusion that we came to.
Yeah.
Wow. Anything else, Emily, that you'd like to mention from our teaser trailer?
I don't think so. I mean, we covered literally every image.
I mean, right? We sure did. We like to be thorough on our speculation and spilling. So, again, hey, thank you to everybody who has joined us watching and commenting today. Speculating live on the fly is super fun. So I'm going to try to do more of our episodes live stream for that very reason. Super excited for season 2. And let's see. Oh, Carrie, thanks for hosting and getting all those screenshots. You are so welcome, all of our Hive babes. We appreciate you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope everyone has a good weekend.
Yeah. Enjoy this little Yellowjackets victory that we all getting a little bit of a teaser.
Yes. We will be back with an episode on Coach Ben next week. So thank you, Hive babes.
Thanks. It was so much fun.
It was, yes. And we will be spilling again next week. So please join us and have a great weekend.
Until we spill again.
Yes. Bye, everybody.